Folks, what's happening in South Africa? This is bat crap crazy. Seriously. Free speech is a joke in South Africa, where apparatchiks can make you disappear with a few keystrokes. Very much in the Soviet tradition, so many ANC leaders were inculcated in, the modern instantiation of the party and or its apparatchiks in the bureaucracy have just removed any thorn in their side. After Theo de Jager rightly stood up and spoke out against the legalized theft of land with the new expropriation without compensation law, he disappears from an official trip to Germany with Minister of Agriculture John Steenhuisen. The January-February 2025 issue of the Department of Agriculture's P.O. the Seed magazine highlights the Berlin trip to the 17th Global Forum for Food and Agriculture. Mysteriously, on page 2, Theo de Jager is erased from the group photo. Now, Stalin himself will be pleased with this censorship and erasure of a sentient human being. De Jager was invited by the minister to be part of his official delegation along with Johan Kutza of Agri SA. The Department of Agriculture stalled and delayed everything in the run-up to the visit to Berlin, and he received his official invitation only on the day that he departed, as well as Agri SA's Johan Kutza. It was very clear from the officials that they did not want them there. De Jager only found out about the Expropriation Act having been signed a few days after he returned to South Africa, so it was never discussed in Berlin. Who exactly is running the Department of Agriculture? Who erased Theo de Jager from this magazine? And why? Well, we know the last answer, because he spoke out. But seriously, who is in charge, John Steenhuisen or ANC operatives at the Department of Agriculture? While the media obsessed over the hiring of Roman Kabanak as his chief of staff, this truly chilling Soviet-esque development will likely escape their notice. But Trump won't miss this. How stupid are these ANC apparatchiks? Did they honestly think that you can erase people? I mean, that's what Stalin did. The famous photograph along the river of Nikolai Yezhov erased after he fell out of favor and was executed, or that of Alexander Malchenko also erased conveniently from photographs. This is a tried and true mechanism of Soviet-esque behavior. Soviet operatives. The Soviet Union will be so proud of the ANC. Wow. How does this happen in a free society? Well, if it's not a free society, this sort of thing happens. Unbelievable. Erasing Theo de Jager because they didn't like that he used his free speech to argue against a law that was ramroded through to society. Folks, if you think the Trump administration is not going to be aware of this and not see what's going on here, while the ANC lies to the world about expropriation without compensation, clearly they're trying to cover it up. They didn't want this discussed at the Agricultural Summit in Berlin. Why? If they're so right, moral, and just in expropriation without compensation, if it's the norm the world over, it's not, and they're not, why do they have to resort to behavior like this? Shameful conduct in a censored society. When do the gulags start in the northern Karoo? A bit cynical, perhaps, but you have to wonder. Cheers.